UK Foreign Secretary to US. Blocking Ukraine aid would be Christmas present to Putin.
Here's a summary of the article.
After US Senate Republicans opposed a multi-billion-dollar aid bill, UK Foreign Secretary David Cameron warned that blocking crucial aid for Ukraine would be like a Christmas present for Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping. Earlier, the US Congress failed to approve a $110 billion package for Ukraine, Israel, and national security priorities. The White House warned of dire consequences, including a potential stall or overrun of Ukraine's military without swift funding. Cameron described the response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine as the great test for our generation, citing the 2008 war in Georgia as he warned that if Putin wins, it won't be the end of this. One of them is Vladimir Putin in Russia. The other one is Xi Jinping in Beijing. I don't know about you, but I don't want to give either of those people a Christmas present. This is why our small, cost-effective team depends on the support of readers like you to deliver timely news, quality analysis, and on-the-ground reports about Russia's war against Ukraine and Ukraine's struggle to build a democratic society. A little bit goes a long way. For as little as the cost of 1 cup of coffee a month, you can help build bridges between Ukraine and the rest of the world, plus become a co-creator and vote for topics we should cover next.
This post received a score of 14,000, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Honestly, it's amazing that after all the shitstorm he created, David Cameron managed to get himself back into the government. Must be running out of old Etonians and had recycle him.
He is not really back, they punted him into the House of Lords. David Cameron has no election or constituency to hold him accountable. Sunak can't wait until the next election, so.
Greater than Sunak can't wait until the next election, so. Sunak doesn't want there to be another election. Not for any kind of fascist reasons, but for months now. Every poll has suggested we'd see the biggest Labour majority that the country has ever seen. It's not great, it's not undefeatable, but it is a majority.
Remember, leads in the polls always close in the run-up to a general election. There's leads in polls and then there's the current UK political climate. Yes, it will close up a bit, but without major changes to both parties, the Conservatives are going to get decimated. No reason for anyone to be complacent though, they deserve the kicking that they're trying to put off to the last possible moment.
And then there's also the likely Labour wins in Scotland. Those seats aren't even held by Tories yet, they are poised to take them from SNP.
GOP. We know.
Yes, isn't that the point? I guess when fascist SB and racists somehow overcome their fundamental nature to create a worldwide alliance of fuckery, we have multinational media companies to thank. But the blame would be on us, sitting on the internet and not using it to fight back.
A good chunk of the GOP doesn't actually mind Ukraine aid. The problem is that they barely have control of the House, and the GQP members basically have all the control because of the only one representative is needed to call a vote for a motion to vacate the speakership rule.
Greater than a November Gallup poll shows that 62% of Republican voters now believe the U.S. is doing too much to help Ukraine. In June, the figure stood at 50%. So Ukrainian aid has slipping support among Republicans, and it's gotten to the point where a majority want to at least see a decline in U.S. aid to Ukraine. My point is, U.S. House Republicans fighting aid isn't a fringe stance, but an actual mainstream opinion among Republican voters. Source:
They can continue to give aid to Ukraine or get ready to send troops once a NATO country is touched. Pretty simple decision, I think, but then again I am sure none of them have family that would have to fight. Bonespur man.
It makes me think of a saying attributed to Churchill, not 100% sure if it's him. You can always count on the Americans to do the right thing, after they have exhausted all the other possibilities. To an extent, I feel like that rings true of the states today. Yes, it's in their geopolitical interests to support Ukraine now, but the states is sometimes reluctant to act in its geopolitical interest.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.